You are now listening to the Salty Virgins Podcast.
Welcome to the Salty Virgins Club Podcast, hosted by Burpin' Ass over here, who derailed the whole thing. And
I didn't derail anything.
Yeah, you did. You certainly did.
Kevin's fault.
Yeah,
it's also Patrick's fault. It's also Patrick's fault because he started to play the game we're playing tonight before anything else.
He did say we were supposed to open it.
You haven't done that yet?
Oh, I just did.
Ah, boy.
I had to. I went to work today. I had to go in.
I hate that.
Did you go to work yesterday?
What?
I asked you a very simple question. Did you go to work yesterday when I told you about it?
Yesterday was Sunday. So no, I did not go to work yesterday.
The implication is that you could have accomplished any of it yesterday.
Oh, I wasn't home.
He's not allowed
I still
to...
don't see an issue. Yeah, you could accomplish the same amount of things yesterday, not being home as you did today.
Which was nothing.
you know he's not allowed to sniff or even think about a video game unless it's between sanctioned hours or...
Are you kidding me? I get Mondays and Wednesdays.
When he's working from home.
The boy is in prison.
As per the treaty that was signed.
It's fine. I don't get to see my wife a lot, so I'm fine with it.
Look at this guy loving his wife.
Well, we have just terrible schedules.
You work 9 to 5.
Okay, well, one of us has
Does her work
It's like you work the most
nights and stuff now?
Yeah, she works till 8, 2 days a week. And it happens to be Monday and Wednesday.
That's a positive, at least.
Yeah.
Well, that means she gets home precisely when he starts playing video games.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Mondays and Wednesdays are chopped.
Damn, she's negative Pavlov for video games.
Yeah.
When he gets home, she's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah. He hears the door unlock and he's like, oh, time to go to stream.
I run.
Yeah, it's a tough scene.
That's all right. She's getting her Fridays off again. So
That's pretty good.
Every other Friday we can spend together. So
Why don't you guys go on little trips?
I think we're going to start playing golf on Fridays.
Well,
There you go. Anything to get Pat getting better.
Yeah.
I would have never put money on Pat being the fucking deadweight in the golf trio. Because since I've started playing golf, I think Patrick has only gotten worse. Pat was good when he was trying to get me to play.
I wouldn't say I was good.
Well, compared to... You were, at one point shooting just, consistent, in the 90s. Anytime I was with you, you were just, short game was on point, getting the ball down the course, and then some wheels fell off.
Yeah.
Some wheels, the truck exploded.
That's all right.
He's playing a different hand.
Well, my lesson went well, so if I...
That's good.
Practice.
At least he gets the vindication of going to a professional, and the professional being like, yeah, you were fucking golfing with the wrong hand for a year, dude.
Don't know what to tell you.
He did tell me that my short game is one of the better short games he's with the people that he sees.
I should be a golf coach, wow. That's it, just identifying when someone is good at one thing. That's all it takes to be a golf coach.
Better chipping motion than most students I work with. And I'll take it.
Oh, yeah, he's taking all of Pat's money.
Yeah. Snatching it.
He knows exactly what to say.
I just booked the 10-pack.
No, I want to practice because he gave me literally a 2,000 word, 3,000 word email of things to work on, and
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
I don't even send 3,000 word emails. I'm an attorney.
Did you count the words?
I'm just look at the fucking email.
Is there a word count? I can't.
Pat, it's a green screen. We can't see.
It's also very much a podcast.
Okay, no, I don't know the exact word count. I wouldn't be surprised if it was around 3,000, but now I have to check. Now you're making me copy the word.
You might have just, I don't know. I was bored the other day, so I was in Excel and I wrote a script to take this text and count the amount of words. Count how many times he said great.
It was so many.
Somebody's dog is being so loud.
Yeah, who do the fuck do you think?
It's always fast.
My life is in shambles.
All my dogs do is sleep.
That's true. Kevin's got the best dogs in the world because all they want to do is sit in your lap and sleep.
1,800 words.
It's a lot of words
That is
for one email.
I don't know if I've written 1,800 words in one thing in 4-5 years. That's a shit. Probably since school.
I have, and somebody had to pay me to do it.
Well, you were in law school. Don't you be writing shit all the time?
Not 1,800 words. That's a lot of words.
Isn't all lawyers do just like write a lot of things that mean nothing to waste everyone's time?
That's a very common misconception. No.
Is that a misconception?
It is.
An oversimplification, maybe.
It's a misconception.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I've
like,
watched plenty
Apple's
of law shows.
Yeah, okay. Apple's lawyers maybe do a lot of that.
Yeah, the ones that
lawyers,
make all the money and work 9 to 5. Those are the guys that I want to be.
They work so much more than 9 to 5.
Corporate lawyers? I thought the corporate
Yes.
law deal was
That's government.
sell your
Government.
soul, but make a lot of money and work regular hours.
No, the selling your soul part means you work day and night. Literally day and night. That's incorporated in there.
Yeah,
they do pay you well, though.
I'm out on that.
Yeah. No. So am I.
I'll just go be a mediocre NFL quarterback instead.
You could be Jimmy G. I swear to God, Jackson could be better than Jimmy G right now. No training, just out there not throwing the ball with his eyes closed.
Someone
Chucking backhanded, underhanded flips. And I think I can handle that. I see Von Miller and Aaron Donald run at me. He's like, you know what? Take it in the didn't see another day.
Someone tweeted that Jimmy G is the starting pitcher that has like a 4.9 ERA and 18 wins.
Yep.
I haven't stopped laughing since. He's just like that guy's. Look at his career, like win-loss, incredibly successful. Any sort of other statistical measure that indicates how good of a quarterback he is, not very much so.
Isn't his EPA expected?
I don't know. Don't expect me to know what his fucking EPA is. Are you kidding
Let
me?
me finish talking. It's under 3 or something because he always throws the ball to either a running back or Kittle.
Isn't the EPA the Environmental Protection Agency?
Also, yes.
Actually, I'm not sure the EPA exists anymore after Trumpito. That might not be a joke.
Very true.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Anyway, I've digressed.
Not EPS.
But let's see. Let's see some Pat. Let's see.
Oh my God, there's too many charts.
Some
That's
advanced
too many
passing.
charts.
Oh, is this like one of those charts where it's like the fucking like line graph, and there's like how good you are at like often I don't know, like the two-dimensional charts that show Jimmy G being in the fucking sewer.
No, this was one where it was like he's surprisingly good in the clutch, and it's like, is he?
Computer Cowboy. That's who does those charts.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, Jimmy G looked like ass. He played like ass. He got the ball back with 2 minutes or a minute and 40 left, and then he immediately threw the ball to the other team.
And then everyone said, "Man, that's not enough time."
That fucking last so it was what was like 3rd and 20 anyway. Like drive.
He just took a different horrendous sack.
That drive went exclusively backwards.
Culminating in an interception that sent the Rams to the Super Bowl.
He got the ball in essentially like as a quarterback. You're kind of like dream scenario, like playing basketball.
Literally the Patrick
you're shooting in
Mahomes
the
scenario
backyard,
from
counting
last
down
week.
3, 2, 1. I feel like as a quarterback in the NFL, your dream scenario is like 2-minute drill.
Yeah, 2 in the morning to go to the Super Bowl.
And
Right.
Jimmy G moved backwards a total of like 13 yards and then like underhand flipped the ball to the defender at his own like 20-yard line.
Yep.
I kept hearing them say that he plays best when he doesn't have a script and he's just going off the cuff.
There's no way that's true.
You know what?
They said that during the game.
That throw was certainly off the cuff.
Yes, it was off the cuff of a defender. It was off the cuff of a receiver. It was off the cuff for sure. There's no way that's true because Kyle Shanahan is one of those control freak guys. I think if you put Jared Goff in the same place as Jimmy G, maybe they make it to the Super Bowl, but that's about it.
That feels like the most Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jimmy G certainly did hurt his team. Jimmy G is usually one of those quarterbacks that is in that category. It doesn't really help. Like, he's not going to win a game for you, but he's not going to lose a game for you. He's just like
he can literally
mid,
do what's
like
asked.
$20 million a year quarterback. Except for whatever that was. Whatever that was
the
on
worst
Sunday.
thing I've ever seen. Well, second worst, because that Josh Allen game where he just was throwing the ball was that was ugly.
There was
Couple
actually
years ago.
every quarterback, every one of the 4 quarterbacks tried to give the ball away.
Tried so
many times
goddamn
as
hard.
possible.
Within like the last 3 minutes of the game.
Yep. Well, Patrick Mahomes also did
it was
Rest
actually
in peace.
insane. Like,
If
watch
that- if
Mahomes
that
throw a
49ers
ball to a
linebacker-
defender's chest.
Yeah, if that 49ers linebacker catches the ball, it doesn't matter how bad Jimmy G was. Game's over.
Right. Jaquiski Tart is probably sick to his stomach still.
Even Joe Burrow fucking tried to throw a ball at the first play of what ended up being the game
Overtime.
tying
Go game tying drive, yeah.
drive. He threw the ball directly at the chest of a Chiefs defender.
Yeah, it was Mike Hughes, who
It's like
UCF
straight at his
brought up.
You need to
chest.
get him right off the fucking field.
And I don't think
He's not good.
any of those throws by any of the quarterbacks that went straight at the chest of a defender, I think a lot of them were dropped. There were other picks that were thrown later, but there was like
Yeah.
so many
Weird
fuck up
drops.
in the final 4 teams, right? Like you expect it to be, you expect the big
best.
players to like step up. You expect Jalen Ramsey to not drop a pick. Like, it just felt like everybody was fucking dropping shit or throwing horrendous passes, and it was who could like hang on rather than who was going to win.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes was running around in the backfield for like 40 seconds and then just drops the ball on the ground.
That was
It hurt my
insane.
feelings. I almost lost my lunch. It was rough.
I was so happy to see the boy, Evan McPherson, continue the best kicking season of all time. Some have been calling it.
I don't think
The best kicking
calling-
postseason of all time. Some
I
have
don't
been
even
calling
think
it.
they're calling that.
Some have been saying it.
Justin Tucker's got like 3
3 what?
3 postseasons that have been incredible.
But I said best kicking postseason of all time.
I don't think it's.
I
when
think
he
Adam
kicks the-
Vinatieri
when he
has a
kicks-
claim to that.
When he kicks the game winner in the Super Bowl. Anyway,
Maybe.
these are opinions. Some of you might be wrong, but people are definitely talking about it. That's what's important. Anyway, I was very happy for him, but it was just real fucking sad because Mahomes. That's the stink of this loss in particular.
It's gonna hurt for a long time.
He's been to 5 straight conference championship games and has won Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's a tough
calling him
seed. They're gonna start calling him LeBron. He's gonna have to start winning championships at some point, and this was the fucking cakewalk year to do it.
Oh yeah. Actually, I think.
Well, the Rams are actually,
But
but the 49ers should have fucking won that.
Absolutely.
It was insane.
I think if the Chiefs had to play the Rams in the Super Bowl, the Rams win.
Do you think Aaron Donald is gonna pick up Joe Burrow and break him over
He's
his
going to
knee?
rip it in half.
I think that's
Absolutely.
exactly what's going to happen.
I don't know how that Bengals team with that offensive line that is so terrible is in the Super Bowl. It like defies logic.
Pretty much the first words out of Tony Romo's mouth after that game started was about how bad the Bengals offensive line was, and then trying to backtrack to make it seem like they're just kind of like average.
No, they are like historically bad.
awful.
And they're in the Super Bowl. So I don't know who to fucking pay anymore. I guess you just pay your quarterback.
You pay
and,
Joe Burrow and Joe Burrow only.
and Jamar Chase, and then say, "Fucking chuck it, bro. It doesn't matter."
Von Miller and Aaron Donald are going to pick up Burrow in the backfield like the Dudley boys.
Jalen Ramsey's gonna have Jamar Chase and the Steiner Kleiner all throughout the game.
Yeah, like on paper, this looks like a great matchup for the Rams, and then Bengals are going to win by like 3 points. If you're just going to hit like
It's
a
gonna be a
50-yarder,
slog of a game too.
Joe Burrow's cool factor just might be enough.
Joe Burrow's so fucking cool. He's insanely cool. I didn't know white people could be this cool.
That chain was pretty dope.
The chain was sick.
It's incredible. And then the retort when someone had the audacity to ask him if it was
Is that a
fake.
real chain? He was like, I make too much fucking money. Are you kidding? This is a fake chain. I'm not broke like you, sports writer.
Yeah, very cool. Can't wait till we get the fucking, like, wild, like, MAGA tweet that no one's ever seen for some reason, or, like, you know how we can have no good things?
I don't think he is.
I don't think so either.
no,
I've
they've
seen
been
the
they've
evidence
been
contrary to
digging
it.
they've been digging up his old tweets and then just all like Bro, I fucking love football. I can't wait for football.
I refuse to believe that
Somebody this cool and white gets to be this cool forever.
I hope so.
Understood.
I love the guy. I do.
The track record, not great.
But yeah,
The overall track record, not great.
the odds are not in his favor.
But the boy is so cool. Just simply the coolest.
So do you think that he runs his socials
No.
and is like top tier cool,
No.
or do you think he has a fucking phenomenal social media team or person?
I think his girlfriend might run it.
Sure.
Because, like, you know, women are here to make us better. Well, our partners are here to make us better, not women themselves, but, you know. And I think that's probably her job, is just like, hey, I got an idea.
She's quite good.
Killing it. Simply killing it.
Also, do you think, like, they always have like the nicest pictures. So like photographers are just taking pictures all the time. Do you think people would just be like tweeting those at the athletes all the time, hoping they use them, or like what do you think the
Yes.
process
Yes,
of this?
I think that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happens.
Because I wasn't sure if like I imagine that happened, but then I wasn't sure if there was something. I was like, maybe there's just like agreements and they just pay like a little bit of scratch to use like these fire pictures. I don't know.
And then there's some guys, probably like the Jalen Ramseys, the Tom Bradys of the world, who have their own photographer.
Oh, I could definitely see people, especially like how much money you can make off social media nowadays.
Right.
Literally having someone to say like, I don't care what you capture, I need you to find like these 3 specific things or like these cool scenarios for some, and like just the coolest angle of this, because there's crazy cash to be made off advertisements and like and doing like sponsored shit on social media. So I bet a lot of really like big tier athletes have photographers at least some of the times, you know what I mean? Like on somewhat of a retainer.
Like, I mean, I bet Jalen Ramsey has it for like the first day of training camp, obviously the playoffs and stuff like
all the
that.
NBA players got them exclusively over the offseason.
Oh yeah, because they be getting some fucking fits off.
Leaking
Those
photos
boys-
to the press.
Yeah. It was like, damn, Carmelo looks great. And I was like, I wonder who leaked this. Was it Carmelo's personal photographer? No, it couldn't be.
Caught him at just the right time.
It was like, why does everybody know that they go on the banana boats every summer?
They tell people. Or they bring people.
They bring their photographer. LeBron James absolutely has. I think Atiba's his photographer, actually.
LeBron James probably has a legion of photographers.
Yeah, probably, but I think Atiba's like his main one. That Atiba Jefferson's like a big deal sports photographer.
Okay. I've heard the name, but I was...
You've probably seen them on things. No! LeBron's got that woman, the white girl. I can't think of her name. But LeBron has a sports photographer. But she made news one day doing something cool, not something problematic. Like last
good for
year.
her.
Yeah.
Love that for her.
She takes really good photos. She's really, really talented.
Um,
I can't think of her name.
So, getting back to the Super Bowl, you guys excited for Rams Bengals?
No, I'm excited for chicken wings and buffalo chicken dip.
I guess we should do props next week, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm itching. I don't let myself gamble on sports. Super Bowl and March Madness are the two that I'm just like, I'll just put like $40 somewhere and just bet a shit ton of props. See what happens. If it stays there, it
You'll be
stays
in
there.
Mexico. You probably can do some wild betting there.
It's true.
That's a good point.
I don't know what. I'm probably not. I'm probably just gonna do my little. Like I said, I'm not a good sports gambler, so I don't let myself do a lot of sports gambling. When I do it, it's mostly just to make it fun. Because boy, am I good at fucking losing bets. So, can't do it. Even though Florida sports betting's supposed to come back, right? Isn't that aren't there like a shit ton of petitions going through, and there's like a big
There's
push for it?
petitions, but then everybody's got to vote on it. It's like it's not going to come back legally until like end of this year.
Also, the fucking Seminole tribe has. We know they have the deepest fucking pockets. Have you guys?
I
seen,
wouldn't
or I
say
guess you haven't, but have you guys, Jackson or Pat? There's just like wild commercials of old white people telling you to vote no on a vague prop because they're taking money out of state,
Yes.
that is petitioning against another proposition to help bring more gambling to the state of Florida.
Yes.
Like anytime shit like that happens, they throw insane amounts of money and just like stomp it down, which is really cool. I love that.
It's funny that Florida's like, damn, sports gambling's bad, and a state like Mississippi is like, no, this is sick. Like, this is awesome. There's like, you got to be on the water, but you know what's really cool about that? The Mississippi River splits the state.
I'll never understand why the thing about the water is still like I guess it's never made sense to me actually.
It doesn't make sense, and
it's never even made a little bit of sense to me actually.
Nope. I don't get it. I don't even gamble, but it still doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's not even really a novelty. It's kind of a chore. But
It's
can't you just be
actually a
like
chore.
docked? Do you have to be off the shore?
No, you can just be docked because there's places in like Gulfport
and
then like other weird shitty places that nobody would ever go. Biloxi, like who fucking cares?
I only know of Biloxi because Biloxi has
Gambling.
a shit ton of gambling.
A lot of casinos.
It's mostly casinos. It's casinos and breweries. Strangely enough,
Seems like
Biloxi Brewing, fire.
It's like Shreveport.
Shreveport have a lot of breweries, Pat.
I went to a brewery in Shreveport. I was more.
I won't even go to Gulfport, and it's 3 hours away.
Was the brewery in Shreveport good?
It was pretty good. Yeah,
Was it the brewery in Shreveport?
I think it was one of two.
Two is... I would have slammed the under. Like fucking pounded the under.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
One felt like the sweet spot.
Oh, they were
Really
they're,
good.
They're like two in walkable distance from where.
That's pretty good.
But there's like 5 in Shreveport. But we would have had to like Uber.
Not a lot of Uber.
Can you
in
get an
Shreveport.
Uber in Shreveport?
Yeah, you can get an Uber. It's a city.
Oh, but you said we would have to Uber like there was some logistical complication with Ubering.
Well, I'd rather walk.
That's fair. Okay, wanting to walk is fine, but you have to understand the way you said Uber is
The
still
hesitance
not
you
possible.
said it. Yeah.
So that's why we thought there might not be Uber.
Oh, it was more of a wanted to walk.
I think
all
it's more of a
$6 it would call.
That's what it is. It's a I wanted to get out of the house for as little money as possible thing.
Exactly.
There it is. It's okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Out of the hotel, not even the house.
You spent the first 5 minutes of that lying.
I wasn't lying.
I
You're
lied.
certainly not being fully truthful.
I was saying there's 2 in walkable distance. I mean, like outside of Shreveport.
2 in walkable distance is fire. Like that's all
Yeah.
you really need. But
Yeah.
Right.
it was 5 also is much more than I understand Shreveport's a town, but 5 is a lot of breweries.
It is a lot of breweries.
That's more than
Speaking,
Melbourne has
most
a shit ton.
places.
Melbourne has a shit ton of breweries now.
they do.
Melbourne has a lot of breweries.
Yeah.
They got like 4 or 5. Speaking of breweries, there's this. I'm not going to call it a new brewery, but they're definitely branching out. It's called Yellowhammer. It's a Huntsville-based one, but they're starting to branch out. It's very good. Every beer I've had from them has been like top tier. They have a good IPA. They got a Belgian wit. So be on the lookout. I had their red lager the other day.
Sure. The brewery segment?
Yeah,
Coming to a Publix near me?
they might.
Is this a paid promotion?
It's certainly not.
I wish.
Though Yellowhammer, if you're listening,
Huntsville, out of Huntsville, Alabama.
that's what I said. Never been. Don't really want to drive 5 hours to go, but beer's good.
Sure. I honestly have never been to a brewery and been like, the beer here stinks. I've been to breweries and had a beer that I did not like, but I don't think I've ever been to a brewery and been like, I've tried 3 or 4 of these beers and they were all dog shit.
There are a couple
Is
in
this one of
Orlando.
those things?
There are a couple in Orlando that are just absolutely horrendous, top to bottom.
Really?
I have.
I've been to a lot of breweries in my life, and I really have not experienced that yet.
So, before I went home for Christmas, I stopped at Abita, which is in Covington, Louisiana. It's tucked back in the middle of fucking nowhere.
That's where my-
we wouldn't.
That's where my cousins are from.
Yep.
Yes. So I went and I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. This is going to be great. You know, brewery vibe, whatever. I had I had a flight of 4 beers. They were god awful.
What? No.
This
is a bad take.
This is a horrendous take.
That's a bad take.
No. I didn't have the raspberry or the purple haze. I didn't have the basics. I'll admit, I didn't have the basics. So they had, I think, like 15 things on tap. And I had five total things. And 4 of them were so bad, like I couldn't finish them.
Did you have the Andy Gator?
I've had Andy Gator.
Delicious.
I didn't even get
so good.
Andy Gator bangs, Purple Haze bangs.
The boot
I'm
is
not
fantastic.
saying they didn't have that on tap that day. I don't know why. But
So this
what
is
I
just
had,
it's probably like specific.
like seasonal whatever or whatever they had. I don't know. I don't go to
That's
the
fine.
Vita.
Yeah, like those are pretty hit or miss. Like even my favorite breweries in like Orlando, like some of their seasonal stuff is like undrinkable.
Yeah,
Like they end up tossing most of it.
yes. And I was like, because I went up to the girl and after I like tried to get through some of these beers, and she was like, "You didn't like them," and I was like, "I know there's market research going on here because you guys are huge. These 3 right here, don't ever make those again. Just don't make them again. This one, I see how somebody could get to it, and then the 5th one was the hard sweet tea. So they had hard sweet tea instead of hard lemonade. It was pretty good. I enjoyed that, but the beers I had were bad, and ugh.
I'm gonna beat
Those
a
are rough
stand. So
Listen,
I also
I'll kill
fucking love
somebody
Abita.
over a purple haze. Don't get me wrong, but just like those 3 or 4 that I had were not good.
Abita also has a very odd place in my heart because I received some incredibly bad news right before going to Abita, and then proceeded to get drunk and also yell at my counselor about how it was his fault that I received this terrible news and fix the situation, all while being fed IPAs by Ted. So I'm getting drunker and drunker. Problem got solved, and then I don't remember most of the rest of the day. So very weird.
it was a good day.
Some fondness for Abita, but some confusion for sure.
It was a 50-50. It was a 50-50 on the day. We got half good, half kind of awful.
I remember the fucking picnic tables out front, sitting out front, yelling at Todd Best. Terrible at his job.
Todd Best sounds like one of Charles's cousins.
Man's last name was Best. Still cannot to this day believe it.
Could fathom it.
That's Charles's last name. He's a Best.
He sounds like a deserving person of the last name. Not this man. I would describe him as the worst.
Charles Worst. He is Charles Worst.
I do love Abita overall.
Yes, Abita is.
Also, there's a random. I guess I don't know if it's a random winery, but there's a winery like 20 minutes from Abita in Covington.
Probably.
Is it in Covington, Pat?
Yeah, it's just right outside of it.
Fucking slaps too. So, shout out Covington, Louisiana.
Oh God, don't do that.
I don't know if I'm gonna go that far. I don't know about that.
I just remember driving over the real long bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a real long bridge.
I also,
It's also a toll bridge.
I guess I had myself a mini version of Pat Shreveport, but not to that same extent, because he convinced me to go to Louisiana under the guise of being in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. I understood that his cousins didn't live in New Orleans. I didn't really care to do the rest of the research to realize they're like an hour 15
Away.
over a long ass bridge that does a lot of jumping out of New
A whole
Orleans.
lot of bumping.
I got there and learned that in real time, and proceeded to be insanely hungover every time we went on that fucking bridge. Still a really good
Thrown
trip
up in the
though.
car.
Still a quality trip, but boy, did I not understand what an effort it was going to be in New Orleans proper.
It's a long way.
It was
But-
free as hell though.
Yeah, it's so free. Like, I'll take
Free,
the
so free.
I'll take the trip.
Zero earnings, your dog wear. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of the Salty vs. Club podcast. We're gonna go play a new video game.
Paladins.
Yes. We will see you there.